In a world of 350 billion movie podcasts, two chumps have decided that now is the time for cult movies to engage in combat. Disagreements will be had, blood may be spilled, and voiceover artists most definitely will not be paid. This is Cult Film Face-Off.
Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Cult Film Face-Off. My name is Chet Rivers. With me as usual is Nick Leonard.
Can you fly, Bobby?
On this episode we're going to be looking at two of the most beloved and most celebrated bad movies of recent times. We're going to be looking at Troll 2 from 1990 and The Room from 2003. Incidentally, this is going to involve a bit of a format change because neither I nor Nick have seen The Room, so we're going to talk about Troll 2, stop the podcast, watch The Room, and then the second it finishes we're going to stick record, so we'll be watch it, be completely fresh.
Pure edge.
But okay, we will start with Troll 2, the first film out of the gate, needless to say, from 1990, directed by Claudio Fragrasso, aka Drake Floyd. After being warned by the spirit of his deceased grandfather that goblins populate his new hometown, young Joshua Waits fights to save his skeptical family from the vegetarian evil that lurks beneath the facade of the town called Nilbog. Troll 2.
Do you see this writing? Do you know what it means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tightening my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains. And your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me. You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike. Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, Troll 2. I mean, when did you first see Troll 2?
Probably shortly after you first saw it because you got me on it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I saw it in about, I think it was 99 or 2000. Yeah, so 2001.
Yeah, university. It was like first year at uni.
Yeah. When I think that time back then, Troll 2 wasn't then what it is now. I think it was still regularly at number one on the bottom 250 movies on the IMDb. So people were still of the mind that it was just a shit film with no redeeming features. Merit. Yeah, so it did feel like truly at the beginning of a cult. I'm sure there are people listening to this who would be like, we were celebrating it in 1990. But yeah, I just thought first time I saw it, I was overjoyed because it's just a goldmine. So I mean, did you love it that much when you first saw it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's completely in its own realm of shitness.
Yeah, it is.
And it gets better with each viewing. Like there was stuff that I watched, and it's been fucking over 15 years since I've seen it, and there was stuff I didn't remember. It was brilliant. Reaction shots, fucking. I mean, I don't think there's ever been an ensemble cast that are also equally terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the mother is particularly.
The mother is. I think she's on something.
Well,
I think she's like fucking on tramadol, or like she's literally she's on something.
I mean, her name's Margot Prey, and this is her only film role. Her performance is so startled and so startling that every time I watch it, I'm like, oh god, there's going to be a twist where she's like one of the plant people or something, because she gives such a fucking weird performance. But everyone else is not. Slightly less distinctive, but yeah. No.
Well, the sister, I thought, really, for me, the sister really stood out.
Really?
The sister and the mother, yeah, the sister. I mean, from her like dance routines in the mirror to the weird, just the kind of dialogue she comes out with in regards to her boyfriend who's trying to court her is just stupefyingly brilliant. Just so fucking odd. It's just a film that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where do you start? It's one of these things, to be honest, you could write a fucking book on the funny shit in Troll 2.
Yeah, I'm sure someone must have done
There's so much of it. I mean, it's just...
I think there are two things that are important to say about this film. First of all, is that films this bad are usually incoherent. That's what really sort of solidifies a bad film, is if they're completely incoherent. That's when a film is really genuinely bad. And this is not incoherent. It's inexplicable, and it's warped, and it's wonky, but it makes sense, some sort of sense. The other thing that I think is important is that Michael Stevenson, who plays Joshua, I mean, he's not Marlon Brando, but he has real conviction. And that's really important, because if you had a kid at the centre of this film that was like either disinterested or not very talented, we would not be talking about Troll 2 right now.
No. He throws his all into it.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. It completely keeps you engaged, because a bad child actor, I'll just turn it off.
Yeah, but this is the whole thing. But the thing is that people are bad, but they're really trying hard. Throughout the whole cast.
Yeah.
No one is there, doing a slouchy performance.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's giving it.
Yeah, giving it their all, yeah,
giving
for sure.
it their all, yeah, which makes it endearing.
Yeah, it is. It is a supersonically endearing film, and it's just warped. You do wonder where some of these weird ideas come from because.
I mean, it's director, right? These are directorial choices.
Yeah,
right?
but also, he's also the writer, and he was also very bad at English, so there was the language barrier was a problem. But there's just situations where you just go, what the fuck were people? What was he thinking?
I think the language barrier is quite. I didn't realise he couldn't read.
But it's the way he goes to weird extremes. I mean, imagine if you were assigned to be his writing partner and you were trying to. There was a scene where you had to. Joshua had to stop his children from eating food. And he just goes. He pisses on the table. What? How did we get there?
Quite a genius, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you
can't
look
deny
at it and go, it's completely far out. But actually, it's a rock solid way of getting people to stop eating their food when you slash all over.
Yeah, and then
there's no way they're going to just run it under the tap and eat it. So he has made sure that fucking meal is off the menu.
But then later on, they kind of replicate the same scene where Joshua has to stop them from eating again, and his grandpa turns to him and he goes, "Oh no, we'll throw a Molotov cocktail," and I was like, "Whoa!" We've got to a point where he's going to fucking torch the place, potentially killing everybody. I mean, if somebody came up to me at any point in the last sort of 15 years and said, "What's your favourite line of dialogue in movie history?" the first thing that would jump to my head is probably
tightening my belt so hard so I don't get hunger pains. Yeah. I wrote that's down as the best ever line delivered in a film.
It is.
Ever.
It is. I remember seeing it first. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And then he starts challenging his own child to see who can last longer in a hunger strike.
Yeah.
It's so. It honestly, it's like it was written by aliens, but it's so brilliant.
Yeah. This is a utterly accessible film. It's not even like you could say to sit somebody down who's kind of like has got a bit of a penchant for bad movies. It is so utterly accessible and utterly funny. Like you could sit down with someone who's only got a partial interest in a bad movie and go, "Do not worry, this delivers."
Yeah, I think that's probably very true. I think that's why it's got the kind of reputation that it has, and it's going to be interesting to see how it juxtaposes with The Room because these two films are kind of unique. I was trying to think of something else that we could potentially have paired with either of these films.
Well, I mean, you've got into the second echelon of kind of bad films, which is we've seen Samurai Cop.
Oh, of course, fuck!
And then you've got Miami Connection as well.
Yeah, that's right. They would have been. That's a good pair.
So maybe further down the road, we could look at doing those two.
Yeah, but yeah, my love for this film is not ironic. I mean, I just think it's a wonderful experience.
It's a great piece of work, and I really enjoyed watching it again. And it lost none of its appeal. If anything, I just grew fonder of it.
Yeah, I mean, and there's bits that again I didn't really remember. I mean, the kid suddenly bursting out laughing when he's being cut up by a chainsaw.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then there's when the granddad appears and he sees the sister first, and then he goes to the trouble of explaining that he needs to learn the layout of the house first. It's so inane that it's actually quite brilliant. And actually, there was one bit that I completely didn't remember where the troll jumps through the mirror.
Yeah.
Legitimately scared the shit out of me. When you see
jump scare.
Yeah, I mean, you see what's the name, Credence Lennon Gilgud in the mirror, and then bang, he jumps. Properly made me jump and kind of rattled me a little bit. I was like, fair enough.
I did. There's a bit of an inept dialogue that really raised a smile. Is when all the group of lads are poking their head through the window and talking to the sister, and one of them just looks at the curtains and goes, "These are cute curtains."
I didn't notice that. Well, it is one of those movies that you just see different shit in the more you watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this, and I think this is true of the first Troll, even though it's completely unrelated to this film. Don't eat while you're watching this, because I was having breakfast. I watched it this morning, and I was eating, and there's something so off-putting about it. There's all this horrible-looking spongy gunge
stuff.
It's all of the food they're eating. It's really. It put me right off. I had to pause it, look away.
The green stuff is coming out of people's mouths.
It's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, also, I completely forgot the quite icky practical special effects in the car when he's kind of going to sleep and he starts becoming a tree.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like, it's quite nicely done. No, quite nicely done.
Yeah. And I love how weirdly hostile his grandfather is at the beginning. I always remember that exchange really making me laugh. Let me carry on, please. Don't interrupt me. Like, the whole point is you're interacting with this kid.
Also how fucking hostile the other family are who they're doing the housework.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, especially the husband. Anytime he delivers dialogue or a look, he's got this half-cocked head. Brilliant. Sheriff Gene Freak, I've always got a big soft spot for Sheriff Gene Freak. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just full of brilliant characters.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's so to get a film where I've said it before, but it is to get a film where every single character, all of them have turned it up to 11. Their performance. It means it's utterly entertaining.
Yeah, it's just filled with great moments. I mean, and this time, if there was one moment that stuck out, other than the jump that I don't remember being in it. I remember the scene when she wants to sort of cool the situation in the car, and the mother says to Joshua, sing that song I love. And I was like, oh, what song?
Yeah.
Row, your boat. No human being
would never
likes that song. The worst thing would be someone singing that, and it's like the most irritating piece of music of all time. It's a goldmine still. I mean, I thought this was going to be disappointing, but it's still fucking just a really great piece of entertainment.
Mm. It was really nice to watch it on a Blu-ray. I should have seen remembered what the name of the company was, but the Blu-ray transfer is fucking amazing. It looks brilliant.
Okay, I mean, I've got nothing else to add. It's just it's a joy. It's completely warped, completely weird, and
completely in its own sphere.
Yeah,
there's nothing that we've seen yet. There's nothing I've seen yet that comes close to Toronto in the. And I love a good bad movie.
But yeah, it's rarefied air. I think it's a really entertaining.
It occupies its own space, and it is just entertaining from start to finish. It is entertaining, scene after scene of just funny, off kilter, fucking odd.
Yeah, it's
beautifully odd.
Yeah, it's so strange. But yeah, I highly recommend it to everybody. Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, that was Troll 2. So now we are going to watch The Room. We'll play a bit of the trailer as usual, but I've stolen this very, very brief synopsis from Wikipedia rather than writing my own.
Before we go any further on the Room, have you got any idea what it's about?
No. That's why I tried to steer clear of finding out too much about it.
I've stayed clear of everything on it.
I've only seen stills. I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't seen. Okay, so we could go.
The only thing I've seen is the trailer for the James Franco film.
I've seen that also. Okay, so we're going in pretty blind. And this is the only information I have is this sentence here, which is... let's do the intro, and then we're going to disappear, and then we'll be back after the trailer. So, The Room from 2003, directed and written by Tommy Wiseau. Wiseau, is that it? I don't know. Wiseau. Anyway, a successful banker's fiancé tempts and manipulates his best friend. The Room.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. The Room.
Succinct.
A perfect world.
These are for you.
Thanks, honey. They're beautiful.
A perfect life.
I would do anything for my girl. I love you, Lisa.
I love you, Johnny.
He provides for you. Darling, you can't support yourself.
I don't love him anymore. He didn't get his promotion. And he got drunk last night. And he hit me.
It's not true. I did not hit her. Well, maybe you should have a girl, Mark. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I have one already. I don't know yet. We can't do this anymore. Johnny's my best friend. This will be our secret.
Don't worry. You can trust me.
Who are you expecting? I'm your future husband.
You sure about that?
Please talk to me, please. You're having an affair with Lisa, aren't you?
I need more from life than what Johnny can give me.
She's a sociopath. She can't love anyone.
There is no baby. I told him that to make it interesting.
She's such a manipulative witch.
You're hurting yourself. You're hurting our friendship.
I treat you like a princess, and you stab me in the back. You are tearing me apart, Lisa! Hey, Danny. Where's my money, Danny? Put the gun down.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Shut up.
Hey! Get out of this world!
The Room, a film with the passion of Tennessee Williams, directed by Tommy Wiseau. The best movie of the year. Experience this quirky new black comedy. It's a riot.
Okay, so we have just watched The Room. I don't know how coherent we're going to be because normally, we make notes and we have a bit of time to reflect.
This shit is off the cuff.
Yeah, it's off the cuff. So, what the fuck was that?
I mean, I sat there and watched 3 sex scenes in the space of 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I suppose this is one man's vision.
Yeah.
There's one thing that permeates in this film is Tommy Wiseau. I mean, this is what happens when a self-centered, narcissistic person is able to make a film. Uninhibited by other people's creative decisions, movie studios going, you can't do that. I mean, it's completely... This is his film.
Yeah.
This is a guy that has most definitely been shunned by one or more women in his life.
That's what it's about, isn't it? It's revenge on an ex-girlfriend. I mean, he clearly doesn't like women very much. At least, I mean...
No, every female character, the girlfriend, the mother...
Yeah.
It's all about the boys. Let's bond with the boys.
Let's have a scene where we're inexplicably wearing tuxedos to play football. I mean, when that scene happened and they were in tuxedos, I said to you, didn't I? That, he's getting married. We're at the wedding. Yeah. Okay, they're getting married. They fast-forwarded to that point we were all expecting. No, they were just wearing tuxedos.
There's no budget for a wedding scene.
I mean, there's no budget for any of it. I mean, the thing is, when this film started, I was like, this is like a very, very bad soap opera. And there are some amusing parts in it. It's only when it started getting more and more inexplicable that I started to actually understand why it's got such a really, really fierce cult following.
Wiseau, what's his character called? Is it Johnny, isn't it? Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny, yeah.
So Johnny is, he's one of the guys, he helps he takes the local, kid, puts him through school. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He's always the best guy in the room.
Always the best guy. He's always physically dominant whenever he's play fighting or pushing people in contrived party scenes.
Yeah, really.
I mean, fuck. I mean, this film. I mean, I'd much rather have watched 10 minutes of all the best bits the weird bits cut down.
Yeah, it
doesn't justify the 1 minute 40, 1 hour 40 or 50 run time. It's not like it's a whole cohesive thing. It's like there are moments when you and I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 times, maybe.
Yeah.
It doesn't justify the runtime. And this film is full of inconsistencies. It doesn't make any sense, really. No. I mean, sometimes he said once he says, I've been in a relationship for 5 years. Then 20 minutes later, he said it was 7 years. Yeah. I mean, lazy kind of inconsistencies in the script.
He's a friends with who he calls
a psychiatrist,
but he calls him a psychologist. There's actually an American Spanish language soap called Tierra de Reyes. A friend of mine is a very big fan of it. That just translates as Land of Kings, and it's very, very much like that. So if you are looking for more of The Room, check out Tierra de Reyes. It's on, if you have cable or Sky or anything like that, it's on a free channel there. You'll be able to find it. It's stilted action, bad post-production sound, and it's amusing on that level. I mean, the flower shop scene is one of my all-time favourite scenes already. Yeah, that was an incredible...
It's great. Yeah, but nothing comes close.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
there's not a whole scene from beginning to end where every interaction is really funny.
Yeah. I mean, that was barely 30 seconds long. I was like, that is a perfect... I wish the whole film was that bad. I mean...
It's not, though.
No, it's not. It's just...
It's not. And also, I mean, this is a walking, talking book of cliches. Yeah. I mean, it's so cliche. He says things like, hey, love is blind. Yeah. Men bonding by throwing around an American football. I mean, this is stuff that is... It's so cliched and contrived. I mean, yeah, you can raise a smirk, but... This is just not as bad as I wanted it to be.
No, it's kind. I mean, like I said, this Spanish language sitcom is very much this. There's a lot. I mean, if you've watched decades of bad movies, I've seen this stuff on this level frequently. Admittedly, there are some bits that just kind of kick it into a different level. But
it's the presence of Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
I mean, he's such a weird, odd screen presence,
and that kind of makes. Elements.
If you took him out of the movie, it wouldn't have a cult following.
No, I mean that's definitely true. But then again, somebody as unusual as him would not write in 2 characters who come into your apartment and everyone's fine with him just banging in their apartment. What the fuck is that about?
Yeah, but there's so many times of what the fuck is this about?
Yeah,
really. I mean, what the fuck? And it shouldn't be called The Room. It should be called The Roof.
Because that's where the drama
majority of the drama happens on the roof. I mean, it really is. It's just it's so nonsensical. There's a character that goes upstairs who's sleeping with Tommy Wiseau's with Johnny's wife, and he's basically having a blaze on a spliff. And then the psychologist, the psychologist, what was the other? The psychologist, or what was the two?
Well, he is a psychiatrist, but he calls him a psychologist. Yeah.
So he comes up and basically get into a bit of a rough and tumble because he smoked a bit of weed. Yeah. He just thought, this only happens in like drug prevention films in the 70s or something. I mean,
I mean, it's kind of similar to Troll 2 in that you are constantly asking questions.
Different planet.
Yeah, who thought that this is how human beings interact?
You are in a parallel universe, right? And the same's to be said. The best of the bad films, you are. This is so fucking odd because humans do not interact in this way.
Anything like this, yeah.
No. So there is humour to be mined from that. But I think really all the funny bits could be condensed in a 5 or 6 minute film.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, there is a lot of, I mean, I feel like I've seen so many bad movies over my life that this doesn't, I think we've gone into it with a little too much hype. Really, I mean, because it's so prominent.
A huge amount of hype.
Yeah, it's so prominent, and I have people that I know who are just like, oh, we went to a screening and it was fucking amazing, and everyone was screaming the dialogue out and so. And I can understand it. At the same time, I just feel like I felt like with a little bit of work, I could probably dig up something that's on par with this quite easily.
Oh, I think it wouldn't take me much work to dig up something that's on par. I think Samurai Cop's on par with this.
Oh, well, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I mean, then there are other things that sort of jump to mind that I'm pretty sure. I mean,
this is not going to be one I'd reach for.
No,
this wouldn't be one I'd reach for.
It's a bad soap. I mean, that's what. There's nothing that really. I mean, there are a few scenes that are just like I don't. I mean, what on earth is happening? But I think I was expecting too much. Yeah. That's the unfortunate part. Yeah. But I still, even if I'd gone in blind, even if I'd seen this, I don't think it would. There's no way I'd put it in the same sphere as Troll 2.
I can't. For me, it's just nowhere near as endearing or entertaining as Troll 2 because it is one guy's vision of the world that is pretty warped.
Yeah.
One guy, and some of the cast are pretty inept. Troll 2, they're so fantastically inept. It's not on that level. I could not sit down. I could sit down and watch Troll 2 happily again fucking next week. I couldn't do that with The Room.
No, I couldn't either. But it's the unfortunate situation is we have gone in expecting because it's been so discussed recently.
It has, and it's kind of the Prince Charles Cinema in London, Leicester Square. They're regularly doing screenings of this film. They're doing screenings of this film where Wiseau comes out and does a Q&A and everything, and it's fucking obviously does good business because it's a regular feature on their listings.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Hi. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, dear Johnny.
All right, thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
I like the worst rendition of Happy Birthday ever. Their sing-song of Happy Birthday. I was just like, make it stop. They're so out of tune. It's horrific. I mean, I'm trying to think of memorable moments, but it kind of just descends into this soup of things that don't wholly make sense, relationships that don't make sense. I mean, to be honest, I wanted to know what happened. I wanted to know where this supposed story is going to go, and the fact that he just blew his own head off.
But there isn't a story.
No,
there is genuinely not a story. It's basically about a guy whose relationship is crumbling, and his friend who lives in the same block is sleeping with her.
And women are not good people.
Women are not good people. He's an honest, good guy.
He's a good Samaritan.
He's a martyr.
Yeah.
It's a bit too much.
I guarantee you, as soon as that film was finished, he emailed it or sent it in the post to whatever ex-girlfriend slighted him. Like at one point, you turned to me when we were watching that, and you said, "I feel really sorry for him," and I kind of feel bad for him as well because it's that.
I just imagine that he hasn't got. He's basically created through a film connections with people.
Yeah.
He's the guy that can go out and go for a run with his mate and rough and tumble with him and always be the dominant male and can support a young guy who's impoverished in the block that they live in, and he could. I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's pretty sure.
And also, his handle of English isn't great as well, so there's quite a lot of mispronunciations and bad.
And the whole, I mean, I reckon 70% of his dialogue was dubbed afterwards.
Yeah,
the rest of it.
There's some quite funny post work in this film. In the sex scenes, I think it's the first or second sex scene. They've obviously post coitus. They're hanging back, and you get the audience just goes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
I also like the fact that he appears to be banging her belly button for most of the time because he's so high up.
I tell you what, I've seen more of Tommy Wiseau's ass than I was back the county on.
Yeah, no one needs to see that shit.
No.
Quite literally.
I mean, it's just not normal human behaviour to interact like this. It's like there's no grounding in reality in this whole film. It's like you could watch. It's almost like you watch certain scenes, you're just like it's like watching a fucking porno.
Yeah,
it's that kind of level of dialogue and production.
Yeah. And I loved the way that guy turned up who we had not been seeing throughout the film. And all of a sudden he was
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he was suddenly the centre of attention.
Tom Hanks was great. He came out of nowhere. No one told you his name, but fucking hell, did he make his 5 minutes count in this film?
He definitely made his mark. Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't really understand people who really, really seek out and love bad movies.
You and I used to go to Blockbuster and go, right, what is the $2.99 bargain bin of shit that we can pick a couple of movies or go and get baked and fucking watch them? So we have searched out bad movies, but genre movies, right? This is a weird genre movie. The fact that the films that normally fall into the bad movie category are things like action films, horror films, martial arts films.
And this is just
a bad soap opera drama. So it has its own place because it's like bad soap opera dramas don't fucking get made into films.
Yeah, but it's so odd that so many people really, really love this that much. It's so... I wonder what it is about this that really just it clicks with people. Because
I haven't read anything about it.
Really?
So, no. I mean, I've seen articles, but I've always avoided it because I've wanted to see The Room.
Yeah.
So I've never gone into it and seen what are people there going, oh my God, what's the big fucking thing about this? Obviously, it's a fucking shit film. And it's so strongly the directorial vision of Wiseau that he's created this. It must be all about him.
It is, of course it is, yeah.
But I'm not like, it's like, we watched it, we laughed at it several times.
I don't think
we fucking paused it a lot and went to the toilet because we were drinking, and I went, fuck, I've only done 30, 40 minutes.
So much, it did seem like it lasted a lifetime.
It seemed so long. I felt like I was watching Godfather.
Yeah, right.
In terms of length.
Yeah.
just like Francis Ford Coppola's most overrated.
Well, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, because this is the first time we've done it like this, so I can't really gather my thoughts. But I definitely laughed several times, and you do kind of marvel at it in like, what the fucking hell were people thinking when they were making this?
Just because it's kind of otherworldly.
Yeah.
But I think sitting down and watching 10 minutes of the best cuts would have sufficed.
Definitely be the way to go. Yeah. Unless you're a sucker for kind of these kind of relationship dramas, which I'd much rather watch a bad
action film,
or a bad horror film, than a bad, yeah. But all right. Well, okay, that was our reaction. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and think, actually, fucking hell, that was amazing.
What the fuck did I say last
night? But yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Troll 2 starches The Room.
It does. There's no contest at this point. Troll 2 is the winner.
Stone cold.
Yeah. But check out all of our social channels, Twitter, Facebook and stuff. Check out our videos on YouTube where all of the episodes are cut to footage of the films in question. And yeah, we'll be back in a couple of weeks and we will see you then.
Haile Selassie, Rastafari.
Take it easy.
Cult film face-off.
Nice to see you, Danny. I'm going to take a nap.
Can I go upstairs too?
Denny, I think I'm gonna Do you want me to order a pizza?
Whatever, I don't care.
I already ordered a pizza.
You think about everything.
It's just a lousy promotion.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hey, Johnny, what's up?
I have a problem with
you got it right there.
Well, did you? No, it's not true. Don't
Women change their minds all the time.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Look, I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to go upstairs and wash up and go to bed.
How dare you talk to me like that?
I can't talk right now.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Go, keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
That is an awesome scene. That is awesome.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah, you can say that.
He was my best friend, and I love Lisa so much.
Chocolate is the symbol of love.
Fucking not. That's a caramel nightmare.
Yum.
Delicious. It's so shaky.
Arms up.
How'd you ever meet Lisa? You never told us.
Well, it's a very interesting story. When I moved to San Francisco with 2 suitcases, and I didn't know anyone, and I hit YMCA with a $2,000 check which I couldn't cash.
Why not?
Well, because it was an out-of-state bank. Anyway, I was working as a busboy in a hotel, and
that's a great story.
She was sitting, drinking her coffee, and she was so beautiful. And I say hi to her. That's how we met.
So, I mean, what's the interesting part?
She paid for dinner.